All right, let's get talking now. Mr. Charles Fakroha, iBrandTV senior business analyst, joins us via the telephone now. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you, Charles Fakroha.
Thank you, Frank, for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, so let's look at the opportunity in Ogun State now. Of course, we are seeing that the some companies, of course, are coming into the state to start producing. But again, how do you receive this good news that we're beginning to have other states also come into oil producing states as well, to be captured among oil producing states?
Well, this is something that should have happened long ago, where the government should have encouraged private investors to be in that space, looking at the current challenges we're having in that in the downstream sector of the petroleum industry in terms of refining of crude, so that we'll have enough PMS and other petroleum products available in the market. So it's a good development. We must commend the Ogun State government, because what it said was the land has been acquired already. So that means they are providing, or they are provided, that's a enabling environment for those private investors to come and begin to be in that space. Yes, they are going to contribute, as we're told, about almost about 400 liters per day.
400,000 liters per day.
Liters per day. So you can see, if that is added into the market, of course, the issue of scarcity, at least to some extent, will have been reduced. It's a very good development. We commend the Ogun State government for taking that initiative and providing that enabling environment for private investors to come. So I will advise other stakeholders, other state government, and other private individuals to come into that space, so that we will need to stop this essence of importing refined product. We don't have any business at this stage in our life as a country to begin to import refined petroleum.
Because I was going to ask you the impact, the economic impact on the state economy as well, and of course internally generated revenue of that particular state. It's a neighboring state to Lagos State, the center of, commercial center, we call it. So how significantly will this reduce the pressure on the state production?
Yes, well, first of all, the economic implication is there. The refinery itself will create a lot of jobs for the teaching youth in Ogun State. So they will stay in their state. There will be no need for everybody to come into Lagos and begin to have pressure on their economic activities in Lagos. Now, the state government will also earn some money from that company, because, of course, they will pay their income tax. So you can see it's a win-win for everybody. Ogun State government will be hit positively. The people in that environment will also be impacted positively. And of course, we here in Lagos too will also be impacted positively, because there will be less pressure from most of the youth living in Ogun State to come into Lagos to look for their daily bread.
Let's move to the next story. I know Nigeria is also part of the ongoing conference of parties in Egypt, meeting on climate change as well. And I think one of the initiatives that has also going in the way of Nigeria is that the Nigeria right now is launching what they call a carbon that is New African Carbon Market Initiative, which of course is supposed to be launched from this summit. And so let's look at the figure there. They put at it is about 1.5 billion credits that will be produced yearly in Africa, and leveraging about 120 billion and supporting about 10 million jobs. This is one of the highlights of what Nigeria it's supposed to take out of that. I mean, what is the impact of these on the energy sector in Nigeria? Looking at this.
Very, very intelligent question. I must commend the Nigerian delegation in that conference, because I speak to you. I'm also monitoring that conference from where I am now, because that is the COP27 has been a conference which we are prepared for, because we want to ensure that all the things that are discussed there, we hold people responsible. Everybody in that conference knows what they are supposed to do, because it has become very glaring to see the impact of climate change on our economic activities. We are seeing today the flood devastation. People are rendered homeless. People cannot go to farm. There is going to be immense food scarcity. So we are heavily represented. And of course, if you recall, our vice president has been talking about energy transition. And coming with this initiative, the carbon credit market, as they call it, yes, it looks a little bit sophisticated. And some environmentalists have been condemning it and saying, for now, that is not what we need. Yes, what carbon market is telling you or talking about is to incentivize people who are making efforts to reduce their carbon emission. So they'll be given a form of credits, and that will encourage them to continue to reduce their emission of greenhouse gases and, of course, the carbon carbon 2 oxide, as the case may be. So, and that will encourage other industries, other people, in terms of their production and their usage of energy, to begin to transit to cleaner energy. It's going to be a gradual process. But at the main point, at the main time now, is to incentivize, encourage people to begin to look at a cleaner source of energy for their productive purposes. That's the essence of the carbon market. So it's it's going to be like a stock exchange, where you can come there, buy and sell your credit. However, the disadvantage there will be some companies might say they are doing this initiative in terms of using cleaner energy, making sure that their processes are environmentally friendly, might not be 100% correct. And that will be called greenwashing. You just deceive the public because you want to get credit for that your process. So we just employ the initiative. It should be taken seriously, and of course, proper monitoring to ensure that those who get the credit are actually reducing their carbon emission.
Okay. Let's move to the next story now. Of course, we discuss further on that particular conversation later on the show. But this next story talks about the fact that the cryptocurrency market has fallen, in the last 24 hours. So specifically for cryptocurrency traders, they lost about 10% of, their value, dropping to around $16,700 in less than 24 hours. It's supposed to be a safe haven, but then again, it's no longer acting like what it's supposed to be. Is it disappointing? How would you address this?
Well, first of all, again, this has been our point of criticism of a cryptocurrency or any other digital currency trading. Yes, the players should come out clear and make people understand that crypto is like any other commodity that has been traded, just that it is a bit encrypted. Blockchain technology is being employed. But once you trade, you buy and sell, prices are bound to go up and come down. I have interacted with so many of the crypto traders, and the real one will tell you, yes, it's a market, it's very volatile. But we also have some of the other ones who are not genuine traders, and I don't even think they are doing the crypto. They begin to make people believe that once you invest in crypto, that is the end of it. Your investment or your valuation will keep going I. But no, for any commodity that is bought and sold, there is bound to be market forces. Prices will go up and prices will come down. Yes, crypto coming down to this level now, for me, I am not surprised, because that is the issue where regulators need to come in. And the crypto operators, regulators, will need to come together so that there should be some level of regulation in terms of the price movement. We are not saying the regulators should be involved directly, but there should be, so it's a financial market, whether we like it or not. There should be some level of rules and regulation how this market actually operates.
But with this, declining or drop we are seeing in the market, does it suggest that perhaps it is time to reevaluate one's portfolio? in this particular segment of the market? Is it in time to pull out now, or time perhaps to take position? Because it's, of course, like you said, it's a volatile market.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, yes.
Well,
Okay,
let us
can I
quickly,
go ahead to respond?
yeah, let's just quickly take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Please stay with us. Let's try to wrap it up with Charles Fakroha now. I should have asked you more on crypto, but because of our time, we just have to wrap it up with this last story. The government is assuring that there's not going to be food shortage in 2023, against the background that a lot of people are predicting or speculating that there's going to be food crisis, that the situation will degenerate in 2023. But how strongly do you think this assurance will go to make the difference?
Yes, thank you very much. Well, the governments all over the world have a responsibility of protecting lives and property of its citizens. And one of the ways they can do is to provide security, and at the same time, in terms of food security. Because the government knows the implication. If because of this flood, devastation, most farmlands have been wiped out, most of the products that were being stored have also been destroyed. Of course, we have started seeing the effect. Prices of food items will go up, moving towards the festive period and beyond. Now, the government coming to tell us now that yes, they're having a strategy in which to reduce that impact of this flood so that we'll still have minimum of food security in the coming year. Yes, what is it? They're telling us they're going to be having more of dry season farming. They're going to be deploying a lot of technology in terms of our storage. Yes, it's good to assure your citizens they are going to do this and that.
All right.
Good. Yeah, but at the same time, the people themselves have to become resilient. Yes, it's a natural disaster. We cannot begin to blame anybody now. All I want to advise Nigerians to do now is to cooperate with the government to ensure that these strategies they are putting in place, this dry season farming, irrigation, we should maximize it very well so that we'll have enough food that will take care of us in the festive period and beyond.
I think we have to leave it here. Thank you so much, Charles Fakroha, iBrandTV business analyst. Thank you for your time on the program.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, set to come after the break. The all-share index rebounded by 0.04% on Wednesday following renewed buying interest in banking equities. That's what, of course, we'll look at when we return from this break. Please stay with us.